Have you seen a horoscope app charging you $65 per week? Or a GIF maker charging you $200 per month? Or even a QR code reader charging you $95 per year? If yes, then you have probably encountered a fleeceware. Hi, my name is Jagadeesh Chandraiah. I'm a malware researcher working at Sophos Labs UK. In this presentation, we'll talk about fleeceware. We'll see what they are, how they work, how they thrive, and how they affect users. What is fleeceware? Fleeceware are simple apps like QR code readers, video editors, horoscope apps, prediction apps, but they charge really high subscription prices. When you install and run these apps, they often have these short free trial periods with the try free or try free trial buttons. If you click on them and if you sign up for subscription, and if you forget to unsubscribe before the trial period ends, then you'll be charged really high prices. Like for example, $90 per week or even $200 per month. And also these apps will have very short trial periods. If it's a 3-day trial, you should remember to unsubscribe 24 hours before the trial period ends. That's within 2 days. So if you do not, it will start charging you charges for your account. So these are some of the examples of the apps. GIF Maker is charging you about $240 per month, and Photo Vault app charging you $120 per month. These are really high prices. Even the Netflix, which is a popular streaming service, charges you only $16 per month. In comparison, these apps for a basic feature charge really extortionate amounts. Fleeceware, you see lots of different kinds of fleeceware apps like QR code readers, age predictions, horoscopes. Every category has a fleeceware app in them. They do exist for a while, and we have reported several of them to Google and Apple, and many have them been taken down. Let's have a quick look of one of the fleeceware app and see how it works. This is a cool making video. So the moment you run the app, you see a start button and a prompt for to sign up for 3 free day trial, and then you can see below there's a fine print, the terms and how much it charges in a very small fonts, hardly readable. If you look closely, you can see it's charging you about $89.99 per week. And if you click start, you can also see in the Google Pay prompt showing you how much it's charging. If you already encountered, if you already have entered the payment details, then you won't see that. And you can see once we try to go away from that, you can see it's offering you a free trial. And if you try to go away from that, you see a prompt to watch ad. It's a standard ad. And then if you see now, most of the features of the app have a lock icon. That means unless you subscribe, none of these features are available. And there's also VIP or bonus feature. Let's click on that, and you can see it takes me to other advertisements. And this is an iOS fleeceware app. It's a compatibility app. You can see, you can click, and then it wants you to pay like $80 per year or $10 per week. Pretty much everything is wants you to be subscribed before you use that. Numerology as well. Let's look at the horoscope. Even most of that has to be subscribed. Pretty much every feature in this app is a subscription uh, based. If you do not subscribe, you're not allowed to use it. It says free, but most of it is want you to subscribe if you want to use the app. To understand the Fleeceware better, we need to understand the subscription model. Subscription model exists for a while. Newspapers, magazines have been using it. In the modern times, we have digital subscriptions which are used by newspapers, magazines, and we also have streaming services using subscription model like Netflix, Amazon Prime, Disney Plus, really popular and also liked by the users as well as the businesses. If you look at the different business models available in the app platforms, there are different business models, like a free model where you app is free, they let you use the app without any payments. For example, WhatsApp. And there's a paid model where you pay one-time payment for app, like games or utilities, where you pay one-time payment and you can use the app as much as you want. And there's a freemium model where the app itself is free, but there are certain enhancements and enhanced features which you need to pay money for. Example, a game like a Pokemon, you need to buy extra features on the Pokemon, you need to pay extra money. And the final one is subscription model, which is relevant to our topic here. So it has auto recurring payments. When you run the app, you subscribe, and depending upon the subscription, whether it could be weekly, monthly, or yearly, so the amount gets deducted from your bank account. There are a lot of legitimate apps using subscription models. YouTube Premium and Tinder are one of the examples. You pay certain monthly charge to use. You can see that there's a 1 month free trial as well. Short trials are important part of the subscription model. It was found in one of the research that offering short free trials will encourage user to sign up and retain the app after using them. So the Fleeceware apps try this, and then they have very short free trials. Free trials can be 3 days, 7 days, month, a year. So, but these Fleeceware apps go for the short trial because like 3 days. Short time frame is the likelihood of users forgetting the subscription and ending up paying for the subscription is higher. So probably why they want to choose a short trial period. And also in the subscription charges, you can see there are price ranges. We found a price range in the Play Store, but I haven't found one for the Apple. You can see for the United States, it's starts from 99 cents. It goes up to $400. United Kingdom, it starts from 50p and goes up to £300. And for Euro, it can go up to 350 euros. These are the price range. Any app like a QR code reader or a video editor can come up and charge you this much legally without any restrictions. Given that we have higher price range, you can see these Fleeceware apps making use of it, and this GIF maker wants to charge you $200 per month. And there's one other horoscope app which charges you yearly 77.99 pounds, which is more than $90. So they are making use of this high price range. But how much are users willing to pay for these apps? It was a research was done by Google to find out how much users are willing to pay. It was found that dating apps users are willing to pay around between $20 to $25 per month. News, education, just under $20, and entertainment, health apps about $15. So it's a lot lesser than what we have found in these Fleeceware apps. So it's in order to understand why we see a lot of these Fleeceware apps, we also need to understand how this subscription market works, how much revenue there is, and what these Fleeceware app developers are after. This is a chart of global consumer spending in mobile apps for 2019. It's a third-party data. You can see in 2019 the total combined spending is more than $80 billion for both Apple Play Store, Apple App Store, and the Google Play Store. Since 2019, it rose 16.3% for Apple App Store and 18% for Google Play Store. $80 billion is a lot of spending. If you look at the top US subscription apps, it grew on 21% in 2019. So it's about 4.6 billion for the top 100. You can assume it's for more than 5 billion in the 2020. If you break down the subscription spending by platform, Apple and the Google Play Store spending has been rising year over year. In 2019, it is $3.6 billion for Apple App Store and 1.1 billion for Google Play Store. Apple has almost 3 times more than Google. Apple users are spending more comparatively to Play Store. These are the top revenue generating apps. You can see Tinder overall is the top revenue generator. A lot of these apps users have subscription as well. So YouTube, which has YouTube Premium, which is an ad-free service, is a popular one on the App Store. The Pandora and Google One, which is a storage service on from Google, are the top revenue earners on the Google Play Store. Most of these are either entertainment or dating apps, except LinkedIn and Google One. If you go past all these well-known popular apps, then you start finding these Fleeceware apps in the top grossing charts. We have done some research for iPhone Fleeceware apps, and we found that Zodiac Master Plus was in the top 11 grossing in its category, and Astroline Astrology as well in the 19th position of the top 20 grossing in its category. A lot of these apps or Fleeceware apps are in the top grossing. That means they do make a lot of money. We looked at some of the individual Fleeceware apps and how much they are making. This example shown here, Fantastic Phase Age Prediction app, is making about $500,000 per month, and it was in the top 10 category between March and June at the time of investigation. It was charging you about $80 per year and then $30 per month. And this is an iOS app called Future Baby and Palm Reader, which costs you about $60 per year. Most of it has got a negative review and a lot of users complaining about the high charges and some of them wanting their money back. This app makes about $600,000 per month, and it was almost in the top 25 in the lifestyle category most of the times, a few times just around top 50. And if you calculate the yearly revenue, if it's 500,000 average per month, then it's more than $6 million per year. This is a QR code reader app, which is also reported by a few other reports. It's on the iOS store. It was charging more than $100 per year initially, then later after complaints it started charging less. Maybe now it charges about $30 per month. It still makes $1 million revenue per month, and it's pretty much in the top 10 top grossing in the utilities category. So making $1 million for a QR code reader is significant revenue. And how much do Apple and Google get from these apps? So 30% of whatever is earned on the platforms, it goes to Google and Apple in the first year. In the subsequent years, 15% of it goes to Google and Apple. If you're wondering how do they get all this money and who installed this, it's probably from the promotions. If you look at the reviews, a lot of users, you can read that they have been watching AdWords and then see the apps and then they click on the apps, they end up installing and wanted to try, and then even if a small percentage of these users want to install these apps, want to try, and if they forget on some unsubscribe, still these app developers can make significant amount of money. Just like any other apps, these apps use social media platforms to promote their apps. Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube all drive the users to install Fleeceware. You can see some of the examples of the YouTube ads here, where you can see the install prompt and also advertisements on the Facebook. And the end, you see a page like this, which clicking on this takes you to the app pages. Let's take a quick look of one of the advertisements. Play Store page. Let's also look at the fake reviews and fake installs. When you go visit these pages, often you see these high 5-star reviews and also a bunch of critical reviews, 1-star reviews, and user complaints. Like any other service, if a user wants to install an app, when the moment they go there, they see how popular it is, how many installs how they got, and how many good reviews they got. So having a good reviews and good install counts makes for an app makes it a good candidate for users to be installed. So, and often you'll see these fake reviews like this: love it, like it, awesome. And they also have, all these apps have high install counts like 5 million, 50 million. So having these good reviews will help them get good install rates. So if you're wondering who does and how these fake reviews and fake install happens, there's a lot of research being done on this, good research, and you can see there are big something called click forms and automated clicking as well, and real users doing this, where for a small amount of money you can get installs and reviews as much as you want. There are businesses running which provide services like this. And if you can search on the internet and also on the App Store app reviews, there are a lot of advertisements for these, where you can get easy installs and reviews for a short amount of money. We did a research for one of such vendor in the past, and we asked how much he's going to charge, and he said they will be charging like 20 cents for install and a rating and a review, and they can give you any rating you want. So I'm probably sure you can even get for even lesser than this in the developing nations. So it's very easy for an app to become popular overnight. Other than attracting the users, other incentive of having high installs and reviews is also the having higher search rankings. The overall experience of the app based on the behavior is based on user behavior and feedback. Apps are ranked based on the combination of ratings, reviews, downloads, and other factors. These reviews and downloads will also help the app come up higher in the search rankings. Let's take a quick look of one of the app we saw. This app, when run, it was straight away sending us to another Fleeceware app which had a subscription. You open, you see install button. I do not see a dismiss button for this. Either it was buggy or they did it intentionally. So every time you run, different times you should get different apps. you open the app, it takes you to the advertisements. And then if you give the permission it wants, you can see the free trial 3 days, and it's charging you about $45 a year. And does this affect any users? Yes, it does. We have seen a lot of user stories on the App Store pages where real users are getting affected by this, and real money is being is cost. So you can see in this where a user is charged $95, and it's caused used the entire budget, and he was asking Google to take down that app. And also we have seen you can see here somebody got charged 64.79, and then got charged twice of over 100, and then they tried to get the refund, but the developer email was full. They didn't get any response, and they struggled to get a refund. And in another instance, it's a kid who accidentally, unknowingly subscribed and then got charged every week, and the parent figured it out. We also heard stories where elderly signed up for these apps and they didn't notice, and for months they've been losing money, and their son or daughter later discovered this in the bank accounts. So there are real users are getting affected by these apps. And who is behind who develops these apps? Who are the Fleeceware developers? Based on the App Store information and the pages we have there, we have found there are these apps are done everywhere. It's not specific to geographical region. Based on the information we found, we can group this into two groups. One, small vendors where they have one or two apps per account. They have free email. And there's another group, we have 5 to 10 apps, more than that. They have a basic website. They look like a small organization doing this professionally. This is one of them, cool making video. It had just one app per account. It was charging $90 per week, and it had a free Gmail account. And then we reported this, and then it went down for a few days, and then it changed the text from start to subscribe, and then tweaked some text in the final terms, and then it came back again. So there are several of these. Some of them get taken down. They don't bother. They come up with a different flavor in a different account. Some of them come back. We also have semi-legit small organizations with lots of apps. They have basic websites, some features there, and but they really charge high price. Some of them contacted us when we start detecting these apps. Some of them reduced their prices, but some didn't bother answering our questions. What about combating this? Both Apple and Google have been tweaking their store policies to combat these. Recently, Google came up with the anti-Fleeceware policies for subscriptions. We have been looking into this since last year in a major win for both consumers and our campaign. Google came up with these policies. It came into effect since June 16th. It focuses mainly on the billing frequency and how its description is, how clear it is for users, and they have given some example violations of these. And you can see in the picture there's no dismiss button, and it says try for $12.50, but actually it costs more than $12.50 per month. And also hidden terms. If you see any of these apps, any apps on app stores violating this, please do report them to Google, Apple, and also or you can report it to us. We can report to the app stores on your behalf. But what we have is that enough? But we still, since the policy came into effect, we still see apps which are charging really high prices. Google has Google Play Store has apps which are charging more than $200 still per year, and $90 per week for simple like subscription apps or video editors. To be fair, on Apple, even though you see like apps, Fleeceware apps, but they charge like $10 per week or $30 per month or something like that, but not as high as this. Google Play Store has Fleeceware apps which charge really higher price, even though they have text and terms, but they still charge really high price, which could affect vulnerable users. With that, we come to the conclusion of the presentation. Subscription is growing and getting popular. With that, also Fleeceware is getting popular, and more apps we are seeing them. There are things which both consumers and app stores can do to combat this and stop getting affected by these apps. Users should read the fine print, and also vulnerable users should be made aware of these apps so they stay away from these. App Store itself can improve the subscription process. When users installs this app and uninstalls these apps, they do not have to manually go and subscribe again. They can be embedded into the part of an installation. If the user do want to subscribe, they will go and do it again. And also the review process can be improved to stop these high rip-off apps to making into the app stores. And as far as price itself is concerned, there are market rates which is a fair charge for example, horoscope app. Like it said in the survey, people are happy to pay $9 or $10 per month, but not $200 or $90 per week. With that, I want to finish my presentation. Thank you very much.